What's good, everybody? We're back. New episode of the Great Minds Think Alike live stream brought to you by GMTA Media, your trusted source for hip hop, sports, and entertainment. And as always, your host, Novito, and my brother Orlito. What's the good word, my Brody?
The rule is back. No, it's like what's going on, bro? How you been?
Man, good, bro. I can't complain, man. Enjoying life. Had the day off, right? Monday, Memorial Day, but it didn't come with good weather, though. You know what I'm saying? So, how about
Yeah,
yourself? How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, bro. I can't complain. I was lucky enough to get Memorial Day off as well. I didn't even know. I had to call my uncle. Was like, "Hey, I'm just assuming I work today, but like, do I work today?" He was like, "No, you're good. You're off for today. You come back tomorrow." Oh man, good looking. So that was pretty smooth. The weather wasn't like the best, but it wasn't the worst. Um, and yeah, I've been all right though. I can't complain.
Man, I heard the Wiz Khalifa concert went down. You were there, weren't you?
Absolutely, hell yeah.
Man,
You,
tell
you,
tell
you
tell us more
fucking,
about
you're fucking right. You're fucking right. I was
it.
looking at it. Yeah.
Man, tell
Yeah,
us
that shit
about the
was,
experience.
man, that shit was lit. I'll give you the whole experience because I was there for like pretty much most of it. So there's this dude, I never heard of him, and I might end up checking him out a little more. I haven't really got to the chance to like look into him more, but there's some dude up there by Fed. I think it's Fed, Fedd, Fed the God. Not Fred the Godson, Fed the God. Yeah. And he was decent. He had energy. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing that I noticed from his set. He had a lot of energy. He jumped in the fucking crowd, bro.
Oh,
Motherfuckers
shit.
was holding him up and shit. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That shit was pretty dope. Um, what else? Oh yeah, Chevy Woods. Chevy Woods had his own little set. Um, he did your song, bro. Right when that
Yeah,
shit
I'm
popped, they did
excited.
yours. They did it twice. He did it. Chevy Woods did it, and Wiz did it.
Together, they both together.
Yeah, when Chevy Woods did it, he did it his own little verse. And he did the hook part. You know what I'm saying? And then when
Yeah,
Wiz did it, he brought out Chevy Woods for his verse. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, man. That's
Yeah,
one of
that
them
shit was
guys.
lit.
Go ahead, keep telling me more about it. Who else performed?
That was it. That was it. Just Chevy Wood, Fed the God, Chevy Woods, and then Wiz came out. And yeah, bro, he did. I think like it was dope because he didn't do it in like the bigger like the Eagles bar. He did it in that like more intimate, like that smaller
Yeah,
venue. You know what I'm talking about? It's like
yeah.
kind of smaller in the inside with the upstairs, little upstairs and shit.
Right.
So it was more intimate, and it was like, anywhere that you was a decent seat. You could see him. You know what I'm saying? But he came out kind of on like the cushion orange juice 2 vibe. He came out on like
Okay.
on that type of that music catalog. He came out with that. He probably did like 1 or 2 songs, 3 songs from the cushion orange juice, and then he did a song like a throwback song from like Cabin Fever or some shit like that. And everybody kind of started going crazy. So then he ended up stopping and was like, "Do y'all want me to stay right here in this pocket, or do y'all want me to do some more cushion orange juice too?" And he was like, "It's cool. Y'all can be honest. You know what I'm saying? Da da da, whatever." And like a lot of people kind of started, cheering and just like, so he kind of stuck to like he did like a lot of like Cabin Fever. He did the Thrill of It or whatever.
What's the pocket, boy?
Yeah, he was in his pocket, bro. He was for real in his pocket. He did a lot of cold ass cuts. He did he did the Young Wild and Free. He did the Black and Yellow. Um, foreign cars. That's every day. I mean, all of that shit, bro. He did all of them little nice ass cuts. We were smoked out. My guy Josh, my guy Tez, my guy Marcel. We had like no bullshit, bro. We probably had like a good like 50 blunts and 50 joints. You know what I'm saying? I had a few. I'm not gonna lie. I hit the blunt that day. You know what I'm saying? Because I ran out of joints. You know what I'm saying? So my guy had some blunts and shit, so I hit the blunt a couple times and whatnot. But yeah, every time I tried to get rid of something, I was having some. I was like, damn, what do I do with all of these? Like, here, you want some? People was like, no, I don't want it. I was like, oh my gosh, okay.
Yeah, people.
I woke up high the next day. Yeah.
People afraid of that fentanyl shit, boy. I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ignore this shit.
Yeah, but it was dope. Overall, it was a dope time. I had a good time. Shit was lit. He did good. He did good ass songs. He did he did that 5-star song from the Cushion Orange Juice 2. He did Red Eye from Cushion Orange Juice 2. He did that 5-star go with Gunner.
Gunner. That's actually one of my favorite songs on the album, actually.
Yeah, he did that one. I forgot what it's called. I think it's called. The hook is like, what can I say? I choose a life over a G over a square all day. It's got like a cold little bounce to it. You know what I'm saying? He did that shit too. He was in his pocket, bro. He knew what he came out there to do. You know what I'm saying? And he delivered. It was a good show.
What's dope about Wiz is what doesn't translate in album sales do translate in his portfolio and still paying to see him. You know what I'm saying? Like there's certain artists that they ain't even got to drop none. They could just hit the tour and make money, you know, and that's where they make their money off tours. And Wiz is one of those guys. I remember,
bro. If you see, go ahead. I'll let you finish.
I remember when Rick Ross was forming MMG. You know, he was going at all the Blog Era artists, and Wiz like, I respect the offer, but you know, I'm gonna try to do this on my own, and turned around and went on his own tour, did his shit, branded. But go ahead.
No, but I was gonna say, going off of what you were saying, like you make your money off the tours, bro. You should see this nigga's because his tour is what Taylor Gang the World. I think that's what the name of this tour is or some shit like that. Unless he's rebranding, because I was thinking to myself, what if it's like a rebrand because you know it's Taylor Gang or Die? What if he's trying to go a different, like a more subtle approach? You know what I'm saying? Like more worldwide approach. You know what I'm saying? So I wonder if that's gonna be the new slogan. If Taylor Gang the World is gonna be the new slogan instead of Taylor Gang or Die type shit. You know what I'm saying? But that's just a thought. But no, going off of what you were saying, the whole tour shit, bro. When I looked up, it was like, so after he left here, he had a show the next day. Then he had a show the next day. Then he had like a day rest. Then it's like a show every single day. You know what I'm saying? He probably got like a rest, like maybe he'll do like 3 straight, 4 straight, then he'll rest. He'll get like 1 day off. Then he'll go back and be like, I was like, damn, this motherfucker hitting up everywhere.
Yeah, he got a cult following for sure. Shout out Reno Don. I see you, my brother. Appreciate
Shout out Reno.
I know I don't be wanting to mess up your engagement with him, but we're gonna need you on the show sometime in like 2-3 weeks because we're gonna do another bracket. And I know you heavy on the East Coast, so I would love to hear your input on that. So shout out Reno to Don and everything that bro got going on, man, for sure. Yeah, no, Wiz Khalifa, there's few people that's on his league, bro. Like he's one of them dudes. He got a legacy act already. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, he could just retire right now and just hit the road forever.
He did songs off of How Fly with Currency. He
Okay.
did the clear the runway, baby. I get money from Sunday to Sunday, baby. That shit. He went crazy, bro.
Bro,
Um, no, I think I was telling you earlier. And you said it was safe to say that I was Taylor gang shit. I've been to all
yeah.
Wiz has been here, if I'm not mistaken, I think he's been here a total of 5 times, 4 times at the rave and one time
Reno,
at Summerfest. And
shit.
yeah, I've seen him every time he's been to the rave, I've seen him. That shit's wild, ain't it?
Shit, bro. You were the guy who put me on with. I mean, I heard of songs, but you were like, did you hear this, and this? So you put me on Wiz, bro.
But
So
the next person that I've seen more than once is Jeezy.
that's crazy. I never seen Jeezy yet.
No, yeah,
I
he
haven't
was
seen.
he was pretty dope. I seen him when he came down to Summerfest when Lil Wayne was the opener
Yeah,
long
yeah.
ago. I seen him then, and then I seen him when he came to the rave that one time when he was doing the I forgot what tape was around that time that he was like pushing as like you know what I'm saying, but yeah, it was nice.
Dope, dope. I got to see 50 Cents fresh off Get Rich or Die Trying with him and Jay-Z that rocked the mic tour.
Oh,
So
that's
they had
fucking dope.
yeah, it was them two. Obviously, Jay-Z had the rock, Memphis Bleak, Young Guns, brought out Twister as a surprise and shit like that. 50 brought
Oh,
out the G
what?
Unit. Yeah. Sean
Oh, that's
Paul
dope.
performed, Snoop Dogg performed, and
Oh, that's
Fabulous
dope.
performed. It was rock the mic. It was pretty dope.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty. That's some hard hitters right there. Shit, I never
Yeah,
seen any of those guys. I've never seen Snoop. I don't know. I've never seen Snoop. I ended up asking Fiona not too long. See, this how chop I be, bro. When we went to go see Wiz last year, I took Fiona, and I asked her not
he's
too long ago. I was like, hey, I said when we went to go see Wiz last year, I said, did he bring Snoop out? She was like, no. I was like, oh,
you
okay. I
were
was just
high.
wondering.
Bro was
Right? Like,
high.
what the fuck? It must have been a
Yeah,
video I saw. Look at that.
I agree, Reno. I said it numerous times on this show that Wiz is just on another level, like as far as branding, marketing, and presence. Most important presence. Like that boy's been consistent with everything he's done, whether it been the rap when he went on that little run, or was it, investing with Burner and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So,
Hmm. That's a
so
very
Wiz,
slept on one. Like
I
a
don't think
slept on what I meant is like a lot of people don't realize that Wiz and Burner is like, the
oh,
Burner's Taylor
yo,
gang type shit. Yeah.
shit. They know Burner's controlling the game. He giving everybody their own strain and shit. Got everybody in the game. Shout out
Yeah,
Burner
he
for
snapped.
sure.
So Burner. Another thing I realized, bro, is Wiz got a lot of fucking music. I thought that I knew most of Wiz's music. I just came to find out like a couple days ago that there's like a whole shitload of songs that I've never heard before in my life.
Shit, man. If that's you, imagine me, man. I was going through Wiz disco. I'm like, what the fuck? When this happened?
Right.
Like,
That's what I was saying. Like, damn, he dropped this shit a year ago. Where the fuck was I?
I ain't gonna lie though, from the 2009, 2010, all the way up to at least 15, 16, he was in people's faces for sure. Like every move he was making. Um, like I'm not gonna see her and say, I believe two of his mixtapes are classics, but as far as albums go, he do got hits on his albums. I just feel like his albums disappointed me as far as album, the kind, but no,
I feel you.
Wiz always had a hit though. He always had a hit or two somewhere, bro.
What
Shout
are the
out Wiz.
two mixtape classics? Is it Cabin Fever and Cushion Orange Juice?
Well, okay. So I know I'm gonna catch flack for this one, right? Cushion OJ is classic for the time it came out, the sound,
The
and
nostalgic.
it just evolved though, right? It sounded fresh, it sounded funky, it sounded like DJ Quick mixed with Bone Thugs and Harmony type shit to me, right? That's
Mm.
why I'm fond of Wiz sonically. But I think Cushion OJ is a classic for what it was at that time. Um, but Cabin Fever, bro, like that's fucking phenomenal. Like from
Yeah, that
top to
motherfucker
bottom.
is. Yeah, that motherfucker is probably one of his best bodies of work. Um,
Yeah,
where like
fact.
everything is where he was like literally in his bag. You know what I'm saying? Like everything on that motherfucker is fire. You know what I'm
Everything.
saying?
He didn't miss on
Everything.
that
You don't
shit.
have to skip. No, you didn't miss it all. You don't have to skip any song on that motherfucker.
Yeah, but Cushion OJ, yeah, I'm gonna give it that. It's not a weak. It's dope. It's a
No,
dope
I know what you
project.
mean. I
It's
know
a
what you
dope
mean. I know
project.
exactly what you mean. It's like like how you said for like the era of what it came and what it brought to the game in that time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And yeah, there's certain shit that you could take. There's certain songs that boom, ooh, this song, this song. But overall, it like if you were to put it up against Cabin Fever will blow it out the water.
facts. It didn't age well. Yeah.
That's a good way of putting it, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, so hey man, some of my favorites, I listen, I'm like, holy shit, like some shit didn't age well, but for the time being, it's in history. It's in history for sure. Cause Wiz is one of them dudes from that era that I like to refer to as the blog era. And that era was thick. That the cloth of MCs and rappers and talent was fucking insane. So and he stood out. So, but you're right. It didn't to me. That's why I say Cabin Fever. That motherfucker still hits the beats. You could put someone
Hmm.
that's rapping right now on them beats right now and it style fresh. That's the kind of shit I mean
Hmm.
when shit didn't age well. Like Drake, one of my favorite songs of him is that no fake love. Like
Hmm.
he goes ballistic with the vocals for sure. That aged well, but the beat sounds like horrible. But
Yeah, that boom, doo-doo-doo type shit.
yeah. But let's go on, man. Let's get into some news. Chicago Mike from Kool and the Gang dies in a car crash at the age of 71. Known hits for Celebration and Get Down on
Mm.
It. Man, look, man, hip hop is 52, 53 years old. He's one of the pioneers. He's one of those, right? And I remember Mama Carmen, she, and her sisters just bumping this, and I'm like, and every time I hear this, it just takes me back to that time. But I
Hmm.
remember this, and God rest his soul.
Yeah. R.I.P.
Smokey Robinson claims accusers fabricated crimes in $500 million countersuit, alleges the woman and her attorney conspired to make slanderous statements about him and his wife at a press conference on May 6th with the intention of extorting money from him. Again, we reported this back when it happened, and it's only right that I continue keep people updated. I'm a firm believer of you know if the women are right, let justice be served. But if these women is lying, man that's fighting back, salute you, bro. Don't let them play with us like that. Those aged well. 5-year foreign pleads guilty to terrorist threats after a New Year's Day incident where he allegedly pulled a gun on a woman. 4 other charges are expected to be dropped. He's been jailed since January. He's set to be sentenced in August. That's one dude right there, bro. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, man, bro, he's talented as fuck, right? But if there was a dude who could have filled that void of Pop Smoke when Pop Smoke was murdered, was dude. Pop Smoke gave him the rub, you could say, like in interviews. He was like, only Wu and 504, so and outside of that, Kanye threw him that layup when Kanye's was valuable. Then I forgot the song. It's Dumb to and Alicia Keys. I don't know. Do you remember the name of that song at all, Orly? It goes New York City. It says New York City. I mean, some shit. Alicia Keys on the hook, but he had plenty chances. This is a dude that, again, I'm not gonna sit here and say, yo, he's talented. He just blew his opportunity though, because he had a lot of cosigns that, could have took him a little bit further. Shout out Reno, man. He'll be on our platform soon. Tory Lanez attacker released a statement, said he heard through the grapevine that Tory Lanez was the one who put a hit on him. And I guess when he seen Tory Lanez, he seen like a budge in his pocket, so he thought Tory was going to attack him. So he decided to attack him. That's his statement. What's your thoughts on that?
No.
You don't believe it?
No. Tory Lanez was minding his own business, writing his raps, bro. He wasn't bothering nobody. Tell me I'm lying. He wasn't bothering nobody. He was over there doing this shit, writing his raps, trying to figure out how to get the fuck up out of this situation, make the best of it that I can right now. He wasn't trying to fucking scuffle with nobody, bro. I don't think so, shit. He didn't even belong in there, allegedly.
No, we're about to get to that. We are about to get to that. But yeah, I just want. I'll say he's minding his business and writing Peterson too. It was about to drop.
Right.
But footage of the attack surfaced online. I haven't seen it, but I reported it because I did see the headline. TMZ reported the video of the attack. It looks brutal, I hear. But the sequence now is right. So last week we reported Tory Lanez got transferred he'll be getting transferred to another prison because that one's dangerous, right?
Right. I thought all prisons were dangerous. I'm sorry, continue.
You're right, bro. You're right. Yeah, facts. Kids don't go to jail or prison. It's dangerous.
No, it's dangerous.
Yeah. So he so after that, some lady, I forgot, it was a state congresswoman, said there's footage that's just gonna be released. So evidently a body cam footage audio has been released, I think yesterday or today, of Megan Thee Stallion telling the officer, I wasn't shot, I just happened to step on glass and you can't arrest me. Yeah, bro. So people, if y'all want to follow that, y'all could go on TMZ. That they'll have the whole timeline of that shit. I just seen that this morning. I don't know when it came out, if it was yesterday or this morning, but I seen it this morning. Then I heard it, and yeah, it's her. She was making it like, oh, you can't make a show of this. I'm a celebrity type shit. So you very conscious of who you were, but you weren't conscious enough to know you got shot, that you weren't shot. You did say you stepped on glass, so they gotta free that man, bro.
Yeah, but what do they do about like, you know what I'm saying?
He got to be exonerated. I mean that's all on the what is it? The prosecution. I would sue the state. Like I would get some money for sure. There's a big lawsuit. There's a lawsuit on
Hell
something
yeah.
that y'all
Hell yeah.
falsely
Yeah,
convicted.
right.
So
Yeah, that's crazy. Damn, that's fucked up. And he almost lost his life in the whole the midst of it as well. That's the crazier part.
yeah, man. Shit. I mean, all evidence is leading to
Do you
him
think
getting.
that that had anything to do with when he showed like people that whole little shit that he was showing people like about like the PDF and about like when he was like, "Oh, I cracked the code," whatever, and he was talking about like how he could sell his music directly to like the consumer that you don't even have to sign to like a label or no shit like that. Da 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 da. I don't even remember what the fuck he was talking about, but do you know what I'm talking about?
No, but I know he was independent though. Like Tory Lanez was doing his thing.
I wonder if like some people say like like how some people would like what do you call it like the conspiracy behind it, like the whole Diddy shit, like
Yeah,
the conspiracy behind that was like the whole lawsuit, the liquor shit, da da da, right? once
yeah.
once all of that shit hit the fan, then all this shit started coming out of the woodwork. Woo, 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 you know what I'm saying? Like it's just a conspiracy, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's what I had heard like a conspiracy like that about Tory Lanez when he basically like kind of showed motherfuckers how to be independent. Like that's what it was. What you were just saying, like with like PDF files and shit.
I mean, if you want to be truthful, that could be true, right? Because remember, Chameleonaire got out of his contract when he told what was it, Universal, like, look, let me out of my contract, or I'm gonna show every other artist how to. I forgot the name of the word. Um, it's
Yeah,
like
how to
something
yeah,
about
I
the
know what you was talking
contract.
about.
And they let him
Mm-hmm.
go. And you haven't heard from him since. I mean, he's still making his money because he invested in other things. But as far as music, after that, you ain't heard from him. They like
Mm-hmm.
blackballed that man or something. But man, I don't know. Like there's so many politics, right? Like there's politics in prisons. There's politics in the music game. There's politics in politics, right? And there's politics in law.
Yeah.
And any all of that could be involved in this, right? I'm just gonna be real. Like, if this is police audio, why the fuck did it's coming out now? That shit just blows my
Mm-hmm.
mind. This man sat a trial. Why didn't that come out? That should have came out.
Right.
That's the first thing his lawyer went for. Like, do you got any audio or camera or video footage? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, man, all across the board, that shit do look janky as fuck, and hopefully that man could get exonerated. Um, while we were going live last week, Detroit rapper Skilla Baby was targeted, got hit up 75 times, I mean 25 times, in his car out in Detroit. So,
That's crazy.
but you know, well wishes to him first and foremost. But true warrior spirit. A few days later, he hit the stage with I forgot who it was. I seen video footage. He hit the stage with somebody.
Yeah,
So
I saw that too.
so shout out to Skilla Baby, man.
He said, I gotta go get this money.
And he said, "I ain't dead yet. I ain't dead. I mean, let me go." Um,
Yeah.
Philadelphia police announced the arrest of Joshua Thomas Coleman and Abdul Boyd in connection to the killing of LGB Qua, both men Both men face murder charges. They seek out a third suspect. I guess it was a botched robbery for jewelry and some money. Um,
Mm.
Suge Knight breaks his silence on Diddy allegedly having a gun during a standoff. I guess, Cassie said during one of her testimonies that Diddy left the one of the freak offs because he heard Suge Knight was in the vicinity. So they asked Suge Knight, what was your thoughts about that? He said, let me quote, if he would have confronted me and had a gun, best believe me, he was going to have to use it or something else was going to happen. Things could go wrong when you dealing with drugs and alcohol and even fear. Um, he says some people, if they're scared enough, they feel like they got to do something. They can't do it with their hands, so they got to make sure they bring guns, Suge would say. Um, it just, again, right? The media perception was always Diddy won't go 100 feet near Suge. And now we hear stories like Diddy was confronting this person, Diddy was out doing this, doing that. And it's like, man,
Yeah, it's kind of wild that the perception that he kind of played, because he kind of played into that perception as well. It's like when you see Suge is an intimidating person, and even the things that he says sometimes are intimidating. Then you hear like the stories of his intimidation and shit like that, and you could kind of put it together. Like, man, this motherfucker, like he wouldn't think twice to just snap. He don't care who the fuck is around. When I think Diddy, he kind of, you know, I think he would snap off too, depending on who was around. You know what I'm saying? But I think he would play more cool. Like he had other people to kind of like, and then when behind closed doors, he probably was wigging out. You know what I'm saying? As we're kind of like that shit is
yeah,
starting to unfold, then we're seeing right
yeah.
blowing people cars up and
Oh my
it's fucking
God.
crazy.
Yeah, man. And it like again, whatever happens, happens. Guess that I said out, right? But
Yeah, that's
it
some
just
gangster shit though, man. Who blow a nigga car up? You know what I'm saying? Like that's you heard about that shit back in the mobster days. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah, you're right. You're right. And he comes from
Diddy
Harlem
wasn't
where
fucking around. He over there, Harlem shook his way over to the thing.
hey, so I beg the question is if that's was the what the extent of what he was willing to do for Cassie, I wonder who caught the wrath of trying to get with J Lo right after him. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's wild. I didn't even think about that.
Man, because Cassie's beautiful. Don't get me wrong, but man, he had J Lo prior. So
Yeah,
imagine,
he I remember he made I Need a Girl Part 8 about her and shit. I need a girl to remember he made like 8 songs about he needed a girl with Usher and Genuine and he had a verse on every single. I had a girl
for
that used to
sure.
ride for me. He was talking about J Lo, you know what I'm saying? Like
Facts. Fucking Diddy, man, bad boy, huh? So
hey, J Lo escaped. J Lo escaped the crazy one. Or
50
did she?
Cent, or did she? 50 Cent rocked a free Diddy shirt at a New York Knicks game, asking for his $20. He still, but on a good note, 50 Cent shows mercy in a sense, or shows some support. Him and Dame Dash been at odds for like the past year or whatnot, but he said here's this message. He said, "Where you at? Bounce back. A little stress, but no depression. A little setback is just a lesson. You get a little arrogant, and you lose blessings. But when you know how to win, you win. So quit fucking around and win again, Dame. Chin up."
Mm,
So
that's what's up.
I always highlight the bullshit, right? But that's something for sure because we talked about Dame Dash I think 2 weeks ago. Hold on a second. My
Shout
brother
out Joey
Joey.
D.
Yeah, we were just talking about that for sure, man. Free that man. We talked about who was it we were just talking about, bro? It just totally slipped my mind. Oh, Dame Dash 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, Dan Dash and who shot it about?
Huh? 50 cents. With
50,
some more.
50.
Yeah, 50
That's a
shouted him
good
out.
reason.
But if he Dame for sure, his impact, his contribution to the game for sure is without a doubt never going to be erased. But it's just sad to see he ain't here no more, not in this aspect of life, but in the game no more because of who he was as a person. And if this could turn
Yep.
shit around, I would love to see Dame Dash turn it around. Like the knowledge that man got, I would love to see that man turn it around, but it's only up to Dame,
Shout out Nolly.
man. Let's see. Dr. Dre helped open a $200 million Compton High School where 10 million gift funded a performing arts center named in his honor. Shout out Dr. Dre.
That's what's up.
Eminem. Eminem with favorite male hip hop artist and favorite. Congratulations, Eminem. My bad. I was just gonna say congratulations, Eminem, for winning best hip hop artist and best male hip hop artist album at the AMAs. Um, your thoughts on that, Orly?
What did he win?
He wins male hip hop artist and favorite hip hop album at the American Music Awards.
Okay. That's what's up.
Congratulations, for sure. Congratulations, Eminem. You sent it to me earlier. I had it on here. Kendrick Lamar's "Not Like Us" has departed from the Billboard 100 after a year and 1 week. Shit,
Sheesh.
talk about history made, eh? And also
Right.
another one was him and SZA's Luther single has dropped from the top, not the top 100, but it's no longer number one. But
The,
shit, it had a hell of a reign. Um,
yep.
ASAP. It was rumors that ASAP Rocky and Young Thug were gonna work on an album together, but ASAP Rocky confirmed yesterday via Instagram that's not happening. I don't know if I was
Mm.
looking forward to that album, but I don't know. I don't know. Um,
Um, mm.
Now this project I do probably like the sound of it is Future and Travis Scott teases a joint project together.
Mm.
Now that's something, right? Now to me, I think this is what Future needs in a sense, right? Like Future made a name for himself. Future got a catalog, but Future, I don't think he's a megastar. He ain't a global star yet. You know what I'm saying? And if they work this project out, Travis Scott got them 3, 4 dates out in Japan and all these other places coming up. Future going overseas and tapping into that market is about time. You know what I mean? So I always said Future was just like he got hits. He just won. I don't know what's the word I'm looking for. That one, that one to blow him out of this atmosphere. Yeah, I don't know if I'm making any sense because right, he got hella songs, March Madness, um, band. I'm not bands that make it dance. What's the ones? Racks. He got hella shit, but he ain't got that
Hmm.
one that I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping,
Do you
but
think? Do you think because like a lot of like the ones that he has are like mix like some of them was like mixtape? A lot of the because he got a lot of mixtape shit.
Yeah, he got a lot of mixtapes and albums now. I just think collaborations, like maybe a song with I don't know who's out there right now. Taylor Swift get on some with
Oh,
some
okay, like something like that.
like something to take them out of this atmosphere. Because I think because I haven't heard of no future global tours. I haven't heard of that. I heard him rocking festivals for sure. Rolling Loud, Coachella, all these other festivals. I ain't never heard of Future rocking Australia and all these other markets, like Drake, Kendrick, Cole.
Yeah, I never even noticed, to be honest. I don't know if maybe I don't know. Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
that's all I'm saying. Like I said it a few months ago when we talked about Future. I forgot. I was like, bro, like he's in the conversation for sure. But as far as taking him to another level, it's just that. Um Arenas around the United States are turning their venue slime green in support of NBA YoungBoy's massive tour. Speaking of NBA YoungBoy, dude pardoned him on his felony charges, and dude pardoned Larry Hoover on his federal federal cases. So Larry
You
Hoover
still
will
got
be
state.
in. Yeah, so he will be transferred from the ADX Florence out in Colorado back to Illinois, which is a great thing because a lot of people be like, well, he didn't get free. What's the celebration about? Listen here. This man now could hug his wife. This man could hug his kids. This man could hug his grandkids. This man could now speak, let his voice be heard. He's been suppressed for 53 years. You know what I'm saying? He's been
Hmm.
locked down longer than I've been alive, and plus some. So,
Yeah, that's
no,
crazy.
he's not free in a sense of he's going to be roaming the streets. He'll be up for
He's freer than
parole.
what he's freer than what he was.
Facts. And, he got more liberties now, where, um, he goes up for parole in 3 more years. He was just 2 years ago. So if this would have happened like 4 years ago and he went up for parole, then he might have had an estimated release date because he was sentenced to 150 to 200 years. The man already did 53 years out of a
That's crazy.
200. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see, man. But um, people be like, and I'm gonna just state this. People be like, that's a victory for dude because what he did. Nah, he's still a piece of shit to me. But hey, man,
Yeah,
but
a spade is a spade, right?
listen, man, y'all can't tell me that man ain't a businessman, and y'all can't tell me pardons ain't coming with a little greasing. Kanye
Hmm.
West, and Jay Prince and Kim Kardashian. I'm
Yeah,
sure
if it
some
don't make
people
dollars, it don't make sense.
facts. So, I'm happy for Larry Hoover. That's who I'm happy about. That man is able to at least able to be with some sort of family and be back home. In a sense, right? But as
Hmm.
far as dude goes, DT, Um, he's still a piece of shit. I don't forget how he treated people and how he treated our people. So let's
Hmm.
continue. Um, Drake officially become the first artist in history to earn 10 certified diamond singles. Congratulations, Drake. You know,
Drake.
Drake. Yeah, man.
Mm-mm.
Shit. The boy don't drop like 500, 600 songs. I'm sure 10 of them could go diamond. Shit.
Right, shit.
Shit. Let me see what else. I don't even want to speak about Spotify. Offset, my boy,
Mhm.
my boy Offset. He ain't talking about no album. That man said, "I'm going to court, and I'm gonna ensure that Cardi B helps me maintain my lifestyle by paying spousal support during this divorce."
This guy.
Man, shout out Offset. That's I don't know, man. I don't know. That's crazy, but gangsta at the same time, man. Because it's like, bro, you really was on talking about bands and all these M's, and you about to be like a bitter baby mama in court. I want half.
Right.
I want
Hey,
half.
but no, I guess like the only reason I would be like, shout out to dude is because it always happened. It always happened the opposite way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's why I said it's
You know what I'm
like,
saying? Where you don't ever hear about it like that. You know what I'm saying? Look at what happened to what's his face. What's that the ex basketball player that was with Kiana Taylor? I think that's what her name was. Schubert.
oh, dude from the shy.
Yeah, bro. You see what they did him? He got man. I was like, damn.
They act like he was getting paid like LeBron or something.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I was like, shit, how much is this guy worth?
Or I want to see what's his pay for the shot, because yeah, you ain't lying, bro. They did pop him bad. I
Yeah,
think
they
I think I think the worst child support is not the worst. I don't mean to say like that. My bad, y'all. The highest child support is Kanye West. I think he's in the M. I think he got to pay like a M or quarter, like 3/4 of a M.
damn.
Yeah, man. So I was gonna talk about Papoose and Remy, but they into it. That's how it happens when y'all split up and shit. I don't want to talk too much about them, but I will say this much. You know, Remy, stay far away from Clarissa, please.
Yeah, hell yeah. She'll knock her head off.
And people
Uh,
be like, Remy was shoot her or stab her. Y'all act like Clarissa can't grab her strap or so. Like, what the fuck?
be like,
You know what I'm saying?
parry those bullets. Parry a bullet.
That shit so catch him like off the shoulder and shit. Oh my god. So yeah, so that wraps up the news. We're gonna get into music, ain't too much jumping off. XXX Tension, Whoa, Mine and All remix featuring Juice WRLD will hit the streets tomorrow night or midnight tonight. Both guys, I feel like we're taking out their glory. We're taking out their well. Let me take this back. XXX Tension was taking out his glory before his time, and Juice WRLD, suffered that faith, where he overdosed off, because the plane was gonna get raided. But
Mhm.
both of them guys were bound to be on Travis Scott level type shit, like especially the boy X. Like Juice WRLD was doing numbers already. Don't get it fucked up. But XXX had that cult following, bro. Like I seen footage of that guy, and I'm like, oh, there was something about him. There was something about him.
Yeah. He had like an Eminem core following and shit. Like,
Bro,
not like as big, but like a die hard, like, people that fuck with him that don't care. You know what I'm saying? Die
bro,
hard.
listen, bro. I might catch flack for saying this, but from my time, being entertained and listening and engaging with this thing of ours called hip hop, right? I haven't seen a death hit hard like Tupac's, harder than Tupac, but the closest thing was XXX. Like, bro, the youth was in shambles. I literally seen people I knew like
Yeah,
hurt.
even rappers.
Yeah, you know, the trippies and the do
Mhm.
colorful hairdo that we don't talk about
Yeah.
unless we gotta talk about them. But yeah, no, man. Yeah, so I'm sure that's gonna do some numbers tonight. So YFN Lucci dropped January 31st. My truth, I heard that pretty decent. I like that. YG, you know it's crazy. You sent me the link for Shoreline Mafia um
Uh-huh.
coming to the rave, and YG drops a song with OGZ from the Shoreline Mafia called Hollywood.
On what?
So yeah, it's a bop. It's YG doing YG thing on it. Um,
Mm.
but there's I did not put this into the battle playlist, but there's a line in there. He refers to Joy Badass,
Oh,
who
Jeezy does?
no, YG,
Oh, okay.
YG. Um, 42 Doug got We Not Done. NBA Youngboy dropped Top Things. And then I want to highlight the Red Bull freestyle from the Locks. Um, I just want to say it was the
Oh,
Locks.
damn, I
You
see that.
know, yeah, I would say this much. I would have dropped that one first, then I would have dropped the one they did last week. And albums, the clips announced Let God Sort 'Em Out will be dropping July 11th, executive produced by Pharrell. So I look forward to that. I'm a big fan of theirs. I believe Pusha T as a single artist has established himself. He for sure established himself. I'm not going to take that away from him. His catalog is, man, I don't know, bro, like damn near flawless for sure. Um, but the clips, right, to me is one of the biggest what ifs, right? And what I mean by that is they had some dope projects, solid projects, but they didn't have enough for me to put them in my top two because of Outkast and Mobb Deep. And depending what day you ask me, you know, they edging each other out. You know what I'm saying? And now that this album's coming out, I would like to see where No Malice is at, first and foremost. Does he got, how we say, ring rust? Does he got ring rust, as we can say? Um, and how do they mesh? You know, if we got a classic, I dare to say I'll put them in my top 4, 3, because I'm a big fan of the Clips, bro. Like they're one of my favorite groups, but I can't be biased like that just to be subjective and throw them in with the work of MJG and A-Ball, the likes of um, UGK, the likes of bro. You picked them earlier, but there was a group, Field Mob, out of Atlanta. You know, Smokey, he dope. There's so many Dog Pound. There's so many CNN. So for me to put my favorite group in my top three, it's just gonna be hard. Now, if they drop a classic, we could revisit that. But what's your thoughts about the Clips dropping a new project, bro? And it's coming July
Yeah, I think
10th.
that's gonna be dope. You know, it's been forever since we got it. Both of them and then with the same production, Pharrell. Shit. I'm excited.
Also, too, man, it's a perfect time for them. Like we're gonna get into it right now. There is everybody spitting. Everybody's spitting now. So the clips, that was their thing. So I look forward to hear their project. And people, that wraps up this week's music, news, and highlights. And now we're gonna get into a few topics. Before we do, is there any shout outs you want to give out right quick, brother?
Yeah, yesterday was our brother Hectic's birthday. You know what I'm saying? Street Team Heck. It was his birthday yesterday, so shout out to Heck.
Dope. And while we on the birthday tip, shout out my brother Keith Picasso. It's his birthday today. Happy birthday, my brother.
Shout out. I'm gonna go
Um,
grab some drink, but I can still hear you. I'm right here.
Go ahead, brother. So while we do that, let me. So what we about to get into, this is the Great Minds Think Alike live stream, episode 33. Nobody's safe. And the reason why we titled it Nobody's Safe is because since the top of the year, there's been a battle brewing. And this battle started at the top of the year, January 1st, when Joey Badass decided it wasn't a diss song, but there was jabs on it. He dropped the rulers back. I thought it was a dope song first and foremost. Um, was it the super lyrical and this and that? No, but it was someone who was shaking off the rust, and by doing so, you know how you say he got people's attention by certain bars, right? And
Mm-hmm.
how you say it's no foul to me because all rappers do that shit. But his was a little bit more subliminal. We knew who the target was. It was
Right.
K. Now, when I first heard this, I did not know what was to come of it, right? Um, but I was like, Joey Bad, that's dope. Cause I'm used to really seeing him on Power. That's God honest truth. You know, I haven't heard Joey in a be relevant in a minute. But Rulers back was like, okay, he still got his pen game. It's not just actor. Because you know, he's very successful actor. You know, Power is in his fourth, fifth season. Um, but it was dope to hear, but I did not know what was to come of it. What was your thoughts when you heard the Rulers back, and did you think this was going to be any complications to? I mean, to it.
Uh, no, I didn't think it was gonna get this competitive. um, when I first heard that song, I didn't really think nothing of it, bro. I thought it was just one. It's gonna be a shot. It was shot in the air, and I knew K Dot wasn't gonna respond. Um, but I just didn't know who, if anybody was gonna respond, who was gonna respond. Was it gonna be somebody from TDE? Who was gonna stick their neck out? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I ain't expect for it to be like the way it is. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like, I think we said it early, like a little civil war going on. You know what I'm saying? It's like a whole little people just, you said, oh, you know what I'm saying? Because it's open for suggestion. You know what I'm saying? Like the shit that when Joey went, he kind of like, I don't want to say it's like an East versus West thing, but
Yeah, I don't either.
he kind of got like something like that more or less going, but not to that extent, if that makes any
Yeah,
sense. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, like I agree with you. Like I didn't think none of it. I thought it was a dope song. Not like, yo, this is fire, but it was a dope song. And it was nice
Yeah.
to see Joy back, right? Then I thought this was a Lucy. I thought it was a dope song. It was nice to see Joy back, right? Then I thought this was a Lucy. I thought it was a dope song. It was nice to see Joy back, right? Then I thought this was a Lucy. I thought it was a dope song. It was nice to see Joy back, right? Then I thought this was a Lucy. Yeah, bro. I thought, let me just drop this and get back to doing what I was doing. That
Mm.
was my thought. But I did not think what was about to happen. So yeah, I like to call it a civil war. The shots was, too much West Coast D licking. Um,
Yeah,
and
I got
more
mirrors in my city fucking nomination. Um, the little dance thing, you know what I'm
stuff
saying?
starting to pop
Little,
out.
yeah,
Yep.
little shit.
So, but it did spark a civil war, right? Because everything and everyone, not everyone hit, not everyone hit, but we're gonna highlight the hits on them. Um, but it did trigger like from the top of the year, from January 1st to right now to when we're speaking, got to be anywhere to like 50 to 60 songs going in every kind of
Sheesh.
direction type shit, right? But we're gonna zone in on certain ones. Obviously, I wanted to bring up the rulers back, and that's something I want to get back to. So remind me when we're done with the discussion to go back to the rulers back, if possible.
Okay.
All right, so it got a response for Lil Poppy and Jason Martin, aka Problem. Friend of Joe, I did like. Chill out. I think if Jason Martin would have just passed that off as a single, just a song, I would have vibed to it. It is a vibe, but it's not. It doesn't stand out to me at all. Um, but the one that did was Daylight, High You. Um,
Hmm.
Now High You, there were so many metaphors, double entendres, and personals, right? Like I got Steve on my sleeve. I came for capital and shit like that. We all know Capital Steve's is Joey Badass man who committed suicide. Um,
Hmm.
but Daylight, he gave props while directing his shots at Joey. Now, why I highlight Hayu because I liked it first and foremost, but we got a battle rapper who later on he is gonna get to where I thought it was gonna happen, but on this song, he really rode that beat. Like he was in his zone, in his pockets, and he didn't
Hmm.
sound like he was out of his elements. What's your thoughts on Hayu from Daylight?
Yeah, I liked that one too. Uh, like you said, there's a lot of stuff in there to unravel and dissect, but like metaphors and shit like that. But that's what you get fucking with daylight. You know what I'm saying? So
Lip Poppy was trash. Which one that friend? I liked it that friend of Joe. I actually liked it that one though. I didn't like the second one he dropped. So out of the big doggies, Daylight was the first one, and then the young bull from TDE. Ray Vaughn
mhm,
dropped Crash Out Heritage. Now I'm not gonna lie.
mhm,
Now this is the one to me. This is the one that not only responded in a sense to Joey like Daylight, but it was more like he upped the ante now. Like I ain't gonna lie, Ray Vaughn, so many bars on there directly straight at Joey. His energy on that was insane. I think if he could have used like how Joey would say an original beat, I think he could have had some.
mhm.
He used I think it was what was it, the heart six, some shit on there. But anyhow,
Yeah, he
press
uses
right. So press our heritage to me was at this point now the song. So out of all the songs, this is the song. What's your thoughts on Crash Our Heritage and your thoughts on the young bull Ray Vaughn out from the West Coast?
Yeah, I was impressed. Cause I'm not gonna lie, I never really listened to any of dude's music like that. You know what I'm saying? But to hear him spitting on this shit, I was like, oh, okay, do pretty nice. So I was impressed.
Yeah, Joey, I agree. The second Lil Poppy shit was trash. I think he was his flow on Friend or Joe. And here's the thing too. I usually don't give motherfuckers passes by doing none of the classics. And that was a Jay-Z song, Friend or Foe. So uh, he did his thing on that. And I usually give people hell for even trying to remake any of my goats or gods classics. You know what I mean? Um, then you know, a few other artists came. Then obviously Joy Badass again. Now Joy King was sorry, not sorry.
I
Again,
liked it
to
that
me,
Curtis King one.
that content, the
Yeah.
content, yeah,
But
Curtis
who
King.
is dude? I don't know who dude is.
So he's a producer. He's from California. He raps as well.
Mm.
So he does. He used to do beats. He did beats for Schoolboy Q, Absol.
Mm.
You know, he's tied in with TD, not like DJ Head tied in, but he's tied in with TDE. Um,
Okay.
he be doing content creation. I be watching. Okay, I be watching this one dude named Justin Combs, not Justin Combs, Justin Hunt, the Company Man. The name of his channel is The Company Man. Very insightful dude, very knowledgeable. And once a month or once every 2 weeks, he has like it's called like a United Nation of content creators. So he'll bring in
Mm.
different content creators on a live stream, and that's how Curtis King came across my radar as far as a content
Oh,
creator, not
okay.
a rapper. Um, then Joy Badass would drop "Sorry Not Sorry." Now again, dope song, but as far as a diss song or like a standout reply to anything from Daylight or Ray Vaughn, it wasn't that. But it was like, okay, you sharpening your sword. Let's see, because Crash Our Heritage is really like it's time for you to bring it, right? What was your thoughts on Sorry Not Sorry, which to me was decent, but as far as a reply, that wasn't it at all to me.
Yeah, I liked that one too, but maybe came up a little bit short.
Yeah. Lip Poppy will come with No Fly Zone. I thought nothing of it. I thought he should have just fell back after friend or foe, like because he put himself in the conversation. Because I heard like Justin Hunt and all of them talked about him, so I'm like, who the fuck is Lip Poppy? You know, and I checked out. I'm
Mm.
like, oh, his friend of Joe's pretty decent, but this one wasn't. Do you get a chance to hear that one? No Fly Zone.
I think I might have skipped over. I played it for a little bit and then I skipped it. Went to the daylight one.
Yeah, the Daylight one.
Didn't.
Now this is around. Okay, no, I got two more of Daylights. So Daylight, YHRR, dope. Rapping wise, I think the his prior work was better. What's your thoughts on that one?
Um, is that the one where he kind of
He
get a
teased
little
capital
where the
C.
beat? What happened?
That's where he teases the capital C shit and the beat. He does the beat flip
He does a beat flip at the end and it kind of turns a little kind of like Eminemish.
on that one.
That's that one.
Yep.
I don't know. I think the dude was kind of getting like that's what kind of whatever like that ending part. I was like, oh shit, he taking it somewhere else. You
And
know
he
what I'm
did.
saying?
He
Yeah.
would too on
Um,
his next one.
and I think that's the reason I liked that one more than the other one, just because it seemed a little more personal. You know what I'm saying?
No, actually, you talking about the next one. Actually,
Or the next one,
Watch, we'll get to it.
the backpack.
That's the one. Yeah, that's the one.
Oh, okay.
That's the motherfucker right there. Um,
Yeah.
then Ray Vaughn will come back with Impossible Patty, another
Impossible
one.
Patty. I thought that was pretty
I,
funny.
I liked that one too.
Yeah.
It didn't outdo Crash Out Heritage, but it's kept his momentum going though.
Right. Yeah, I would agree. Yeah.
I don't. Damn, I was my bad. I don't want to disrespect the homie. I will say this later, but Az Cheek will drop what times two. I didn't think none of it. I think he should have just packed it up and stayed out of this.
Yeah, I didn't
Then
listen to that one, I don't think.
Then Daylight would drop Backpack. I liked that one. That's the one you talking about. He started getting a little bit more personal, started teasing more, just okay. So basically on this one, he started unraveling the nuances of the first song of what was the first one's name again? I forgot, man.
The
Hi you.
Yeah.
Oh. Then obviously the one that set the motion back, the one that put Joy back on the map was that Red Bull freestyle. Joy Badass, Big Sean, Absol. I thought
he was spazzing on that shit.
I thought the world of it. I thought all three of them I think it's still the best Red Bull freestyle. I thought all three of them did a phenomenal job. Rapping wise, I thought Big Sean did his motherfucking thing. Lyrically, Daylight did his Absol did his motherfucking thing. But as far as MCing and getting to the point of what he was trying to do was Joey Badass. And this is like the one that got me like, okay, all right, you ready now. Cause I thought Sorry Not Sorry wasn't it. His verse on this was like, oh, you ready now. What's your thoughts on this Red Bull freestyle? And I believe this swung the favor back in Joey's direction, actually.
I thought this shit was dope. Like you said, Big Sean fucking snap. But once again, I felt he got overshadowed by the other two verses on the track. You know what I'm saying? One thing that I thought was fucking dope was what Joey was spazzing at the end. I had to stop him and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That shit was he was going crazy, and that whole there's like a whole. I mean, he was spazzing the whole time, but there's like a part where he just starts going crazy, where he starts saying like certain shit about like Daylight and just like referencing, like putting words together. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, wow, he going nuts. You know what I'm saying? Like
talking about he ain't even got to go to LA to pack light and shit like that.
Yeah, all of that shit. Yeah, all that whole little part, all the way to the part where Absol was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I thought that shit was dope. Just like even the whole little interaction after that. We was like, you shot at us first, da. He was like, well, shooters is gonna shoot. Woo, woo, woo. You know what I'm saying? Just, I don't know. I thought that shit was just so dope for the culture. No bullshit. It was like, it was wholesome. It's like competitive. It's, you know what I'm saying? It's just everything that this is supposed to be. You know what I'm saying?
You heard that, guys. And I second that, man. Like, you said it. I think the Red Bull freestyle put Joy back in a favor. Swung the momentum in his favor. After that, Ray Vaughn would drop the ball, but era. I think, like he. Okay, listen, man. I would like to give props to Drake. Matter of fact, I would like to give props to Drake and Kendrick Lamar because they pulled it off. They pulled it off, right? Able to get disses played everywhere, you know, back to back and not like us, right? But that's sometimes not gonna that formula ain't gonna work for everybody. Not every artist can pull that off, you know, and Ray Vaughn, that wasn't your lane, bro. Like I feel like
No.
I feel like that was not like us pre-recorded on a karaoke machine. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
you dropped
Even
the
just
ball.
even
That
like
was
the whole like because that's the one where he got that reference where he uh like and shut up. That shit
yup,
like that
yup,
shit that Trick Daddy said on his
yup.
I didn't like that at all. I thought it was horrible.
Horrible. But
And
the
then the
kid's
beat was
talented.
like kind of yeah, no, he definitely is. And then the beat was like the recycled like a Kendrick
Not like us.
yeah, one of those, yep. Yep.
Like that was DJ Ketchup, not even mustard on the beat. That was ketchup.
DJ Relish.
Then then Reason, Reason used to be a
No, you skipped
TDE.
Joey.
Oh, the finals, yes. My
Yeah,
bad,
that
my
one was
bad.
cold.
That
Yeah,
was it. That was it.
yeah.
And he ran it back to back damn near too. Again, like the Red Bull freestyle let me know Joy was ready, right? And the finals was like, oh, Joy is like not just swinging, like he's landing punches. Like, you know what I'm saying? And
Mm.
we'll get to the end of this and have a decided. But at this moment, it's like Joy's on like the momentum is Joy favor. Reason, what was your thoughts on the finals? He got off.
No, I liked it that one. Yeah, I think he snapped on that shit. Oh shit. Yeah, that motherfucker went crazy. I didn't really care for the reason one though, DJ Cash. Yeah.
Yeah, bro, that was that beat made by Ketchup for sure. The reason, yeah, I didn't care too much about that one,
That's
but
reason like they used to rap with what's his face like Wiz. They'd be
TDE,
like, "Wow,
he used to be with TDE.
oh, okay."
So the reason he dropped, and I don't even know why he even said the Dead Apple, was because um he got mentioned. You know, obviously Joy Badass referred to him in the song, and that's where he got into the conversation. So I just wanted to highlight that since he was a former TDE member. Then AZ Cheek would drop What Would You Do?
I'm
The
gonna
only thing
do
I
his name
like
was ass cheek.
that I was about to say that. Actually, matter of fact,
Yeah.
it was on the finals. In the finals, that's when Joey Badass referred to him as ass cheek.
I
AZ,
thought that's what that AZ cheek. Like
I thought it was AZ cheek.
AZ cheek. Oh, okay. What would you do?
But
That's the
yeah,
one.
the only thing I like about it was a nod to the dog pound. But again, that should not have been in this conversation. And
Okay.
then Daylight were the
Word
mother.
to my mother.
Yeah, that was. I'm thinking here is where he's starting to lose steam on his punches. What's your thoughts on this? I didn't really think too much of this one either from Daylight.
I can't remember this one. Is this the one that had the Welcome to New York City sample?
Hmm.
Yeah, I liked it this one.
Man, bro, I think he sounded unorthodox on this motherfucker. And I thought for sure, and now this is what I thought was gonna happen at the beginning of the battle when I heard Daylight threw himself in the conversation. I'm like, oh,
Because
this,
he's a battle rapper.
yeah, but he held his own for the first two, three songs, and here's where to me, I felt
He
like he
starts
started
getting
losing
in that unorthodox and battle rap formula type of shit.
shit to me. CJ Fly dropped Stingray, that was trash. K Cash would drop Nixon 6, which I did like. Did you hear any of those?
I
Then
didn't
Joey
hear. I
Bad.
didn't hear the CJ Fly. I heard the Knicks is 6.
Yeah, that was pretty decent, man. Kai Cash, he did his shit like how you say he was. I'm not trying to say that fucking Joey Bad is the greatest rapper of but if he's Michael Jordan right now, dude's his Scottie Pippen. He came in for the assists in clutch time. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Um, but Joey will get his Dennis Rodman to his Michael Jordan with My Town, loaded featuring Loaded Lux. Now, a battle rapper legend enter the equation. What's your thoughts on that song before I address it?
It was very New York. It was New York from like all the way. You know what I'm saying? It had that very. You know what I'm saying? So it was cool. It was smooth. They did that shit. You know, as far as like what they snapped. I wish the beat selection was a little bit different. It was too New York. Not that there's nothing wrong with New York, but it was just too that you know what I'm saying. I don't know. It didn't have enough for you know what I'm saying. But maybe that was just me. Maybe I got to listen to it a couple more times. But I liked it overall. What they was talking about Loaded Lux. You know, I love Loaded Lux. He's fucking dope to me. Yeah, they were spitting.
Yeah, they were spin on that shit. Then all of a sudden, Eastside K-Boy will drop Grand Slam, but now Ray Vaughn dropped Goldeneye. Now I would say if he would have dropped Whole Era and dropped this, I would say he would have been on a nice stretch because this was a perfect how you say recovery to his fumble on Whole Era.
Mm,
I thought this was a
mm,
nice recovery. He got off on this, but I think also as far as his energy, he got it. As far as the rhyming, he got it. I just think the power, referring to unique and power, is getting played out when it
mm,
comes to him saying it. You know,
mm.
have you checked out GoldenEye?
I want to say I did, but I don't remember it like that.
Then Daylight will drop Ayo. I thought the world of that. Um, Again, Daylight. I think he got himself. I don't know, bro. Like I think at this moment, Daylight's out the conversation, and Ray is really just about Ray Vaughn still. Then Joy Badass dropped Crash Dummy. What's your thoughts on that Machiavelli sample?
Yeah, I liked that one a lot. I liked it. Just like I liked that whole shit of that song. Yeah, I liked that one. That was a very well put together song.
Yeah, Crash Dummy. I ain't gonna lie. I think he did his shit with that, and it showed what he could do. If he did want to tap into that pocket, no
Mm-hmm.
pun intended, no pun intended with the pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but this was my least not like I love the song, but as far as when it goes to the dissing, no matter of fact, bro, let me take that back, bro. He did his shit on that. Let me continue. I ain't even gonna stun on Crash Dummy no more. I did for a few days, but that motherfucker is dope. I can't hold you to this daylight. Um, the Last Supper hit a J3. Another battle rapper jumped in the equation with LA State of Mind, Danny Myers. Hit a
Mm-hmm.
J3 would drop Headshot. Nick Caution would drop Die Another Day.
I liked the
Daylight would
artwork
drop.
for that one.
Yeah, me too.
That shit was fuck yeah.
Actually, I
Hey,
like
shout out the
the one,
Knicks right now. They winning 66-50 against the Pacers.
and I actually liked the Nixon Six too. His graphic for that. Um, then Daylight will drop end credits. Then Absol will just drop a freestyle a few days ago. Um,
Mm. I get to
he,
check that out.
yeah, I would say I think he as far as putting himself in that conversation, I think he's really gonna have to jump out the window and stop with the beating around the bush with it type shit.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was very clear when talking about slapping DJ Academics, which I 100% would love to see that happen, right? You know, he was very
That's with
clear on
everybody.
that. Yeah, but he needs to be clear about who he wants smoke with. Um, right now, out of this whole shit, there's great songs, a lot of great competition going on. Who you got? Obviously, I'm sure there's more to come, but as far as the landscape where we at now, who do you got leading this civil war, as we like to call it?
You you know what I'm gonna say real quick. You know who I'm surprised from the West that hasn't stepped in and said anything?
The game.
That always has something. Yeah, that always has something to say, bro. Yeah, the game. Isn't that kind of crazy?
He's gonna wait till it's all over.
He's gonna wait till it's all over. Oh
He's
shit.
gonna be like, they knew better not to mention my name on Pyro.
Red, what is that? Red Porsche white, right interior. What was the rhyme? I forgot what he said. Red Porsche white. Yeah, but yeah, shit. I don't know, man. I think the shit.
That's how he started all his
Yeah, that's how he started all his freestyles. I think that I'm trying to think if there's anybody that hasn't um said anything that might end up saying something. Do you think that there's anybody that's kind of hiding in the bushes ready to, you know what I'm saying, go crazy or say something or just or go or like add themselves into the equation?
We're about to talk about that right now. Yeah, I agree. Joy Badass right now, and Ray Vaughn is right there with him. I don't say it's over for Vaughn yet, but right now Joy Badass not only like edging out this battle, but he set himself up for a great conversation we're gonna have next week, which we'll bring up because we're gonna go back to the rulers back. But Orly, you asked a interesting question. Is there somebody who hasn't said nothing? Well, Absol was the guy I was waiting on in a sense, right? But I would like to hear more. This freestyle just dropped on his Instagram, and I would like to see where he wants to take that, right? Because he's been the guy people's like is the boogeyman. He's the guy that, and think about it, Joey Badass, if he comes out with this dub, which we expect, right? All right, let's say he doesn't get Kendrick. A great way to get Kendrick is by strangling one of his homies.
Right.
There's Schoolboy Q, there's Absol. Um, you know, grab one of them motherfuckers, choke them up, and see if that brings them out. Because again, I'm not saying no way, shape, or form. I'm trying to say Kendrick fears him, but I'm sure if he does something, I'm sure he'll get his attention. But I think the only way you're gonna do it is if you go through one of that camp, somebody from that camp. So I don't see Schoolboy Q being that dude to be like, I'm gonna sit back and diss you back and forth. He look like the dude I'm gonna beat your ass when I see you type of guy. You know, so Absol will be the guy I would say, Joey Badass. How about yourself? I agree. The game was another guy.
45 minutes this time.
I promise you, Joey. This is how it's gonna go. This is exactly how it's gonna go. He's gonna be like, they knew not to mention
Red bands,
me.
white floors.
I will put Joey Badass on the floor. I already hear it. He would have been
He's gonna be
like,
like
look,
red band, white floors.
he would have been like, man, they didn't mention me. They knew better. What up, Nick? Long time, my brother.
Shout out and Daniels, Nick,
In the
the
house.
homie.
Yeah, man. So,
That
I
shit
had
funny.
I had like two questions about this, and then we're gonna move on. So we already covered the songs. We covered some, highlighted the ones we like. We just briefly went through it. Maybe me and bro one day will sit down and do a recorded version where we could go in depth with the lyrics and etc. But as for right now, we just want to do a quick rundown. Um, we discussed the response. Now, I would like to ask you, brother, and the people that's watching, what what does this mean and what does this do for hip hop or Lito?
It brings that competitiveness back in. Um, shit to get rapping again and bring that shit back where it originated from. You know what I'm saying? Where motherfuckers would dissing each other back and forth. For that was like there used to be a lot of sneak dissing, but I kind of like this a little bit better because it's a little more indirect and we all know what people is talking about. You know what I'm saying? Sneak dissing is cool too sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like I enjoyed that, like the Jay-Z, the Kanye, the Drakes, all of that shit that happened when they was sneak dissing each other that whole time and shit. Um, but yeah, I like this. I think it's dope. I think that it's gonna encourage more of this type of shit. Yeah, 8,000 bars and running. Look, it's gonna encourage more of this type of shit. Um, and Yeah, hopefully it stays like this, you know what I'm saying? Like what it's supposed to be, you know?
Yeah,
That's what it's
facts.
all about.
I think it's great for hip hop. Again, like you said, competitive. Um, I like collaborations for sure, but the times of you saying I'm number one, you had to prove it, and these guys are out here, um, how they saying, showing off they sword, right? They sharpening their swords. They out here. They in the field, like spitting
Mm-hmm.
bars at each
Asserting
other.
their
Like
dominance.
yeah, and what I like about it is subliminals. And what I like about okay, so put it like this, right? What I do like about subliminals is like trying to engage somebody, trying to bait them, so therefore you could engage them, right? I don't like
Mm-hmm.
subliminals, and directly, like that subliminals towards someone that they
And then you
no,
hide your hand type shit.
no, I don't like that shit at all. So, um, it just goes back to like, yeah, man, I love the music. I love music, right? I love hits, but I like motherfuckers rapping their hearts off. I like hearing about motherfuckers' journeys, like real life journeys, not fabricated shit, or the shit that's trending. And right now we got MCing on the front line of rap right now. MCing's at the front line of rap right now. And I'm loving it because it haven't gave nobody, in my opinion, right? Because each week it was something. It gave damn near nobody else to even catch my ears because I've been so in tune with this battle to see, ooh. So
Mm-hmm.
what I think it does for hip hop and does for the culture, in my honest opinion, balance, and also
Mm-hmm.
it opens up that door again for like, all right, the clips, for instance, right? They about to drop. What they doing right now? MCing? That's what the clips do. The
Mm-hmm.
locks. The locks. This would be a perfect
Mm-hmm.
time for the locks to get together, get in there and drop some classic shit. Because what are motherfuckers doing right now? The MC right now. You know what I'm saying? A lot of
Nas.
Nas been on doing his shit. Nas
Yeah,
been doing
Nas
his
been
shit.
doing this shit.
Yeah, I'll exclude the GOAT right now on that one. But there's so many people that this can inspire.
Dave
Like,
East.
you know what? So we're gonna talk about him next week because
The
after this
Fabulous is
we're gonna talk in a minute. So again, we're gonna talk about that in a second. So I feel like what this does for hip hop for sure, it just brings balance and it shows MCing still could be at the forefront and we still in a great place. We still in a great place. I still haven't heard nothing alarming about hip hop dying. We're all right, people. You know what I'm saying? So, so again, next up, I want to ask you with this battle going on, like I said, like damn near 50 to 60 diss songs going back and forth. Motherfuckers talking about everything, right? About smacking each other, packing each other up, etc. Right? How does this look as a presentation for UMG as their evidence in their counter lawsuit for Drake's lawsuit?
yeah, that's pretty funny.
Like, you're suing us for what's going on right now? You think you think these motherfuckers is gonna sue each other after this shit? I
Right.
don't know. Like this again, I don't want to shit on Drake, but this again, he's not even involved in this shit, bro. And he still comes out a loser in this, right?
hmm
Because all of this is going on and ain't shit he could say. Ain't shit that man can say. You wrapped up in court about a diss song, ain't shit you can say about this battle, ain't shit. So that was what I wanted to talk about the battle, right? But I want to highlight the rulers back. Um, the King of New York next week. Let's talk about past kings. 50 Cent, I thought was the last king of New York. And obviously Jay-Z, Nas, Biggie. You know,
hmm
I want to call it the rulers back next week. Let's talk about the kings of New York. And let's talk about obviously Joey Badass claim the rulers back. I think there's a few rappers who tried it. Pop Smoke, God rest his soul, was the last dude who was aiming for the king of New York. Colorful hair dude was running around talking about he was the king of New York. Um,
hmm
so next week, Joey Badass, the rulers back, gave me an idea for next week's episode, the rulers back. So we'll talk about that. Dave East, what to do for him. He's been
hmm
out here dealing with Fabulous, dealing with Jim Jones, dealing with Mano, running
hmm
with them. So we'll see, bro, because there's a lot of people. My personal opinion, bro, Benny the Butcher needs to step up. Because right now be a perfect time for what they were doing 4 or 5 years ago. That Griselda era, they need that Griselda now. Right now.
hmm
No, not 38 special. He still got it. I see the fire still in him. Ransom out here doing his thing. I ain't even talking about that one. For sure, bro. You more than welcome. They said Ice Spice was the king of New York. Hey,
That's pretty funny.
okay, Ice Spice, fuck her though, but Cardi B, like she was the last chick from New York that really did some numbers. or the last person really that did numbers from New York. But yeah, most definitely, bro. You're more than welcome to join us for that one. So yeah, next week, bro. I mean, there's a lot of people. Um, Fabulous. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I don't know. Fabulous. I don't think that boy never lost his step to me, bro. I just don't think he could be commercial if he wants to be commercial, bro. Let's not forget about Make You Better and shit like that. The shit he do with Trey songs. There's no doubt
That a
about that.
Superman song or whatever.
Or Little Mo. Like,
Yeah.
there's no doubt about that, but he's very underappreciated. Like, dude's nasty to me. Like, I think the only
Yeah.
thing he knows
Fabulous
that
is super nice.
I think he's like Jadakiss in a sense to me. No, they don't have like, to me, my personal opinion, Fabulous mixtape discography is flawless compared to his actual albums, right? Like I think Real
I
Talk,
agree.
Street Dreams was probably meh, to me, but everything else, Real Talk was decent actually, but everything else was
That the one with the painting?
that's Ghetto Fabulous.
The
That's with him.
the
It's him.
no, I was talking about that female painting, the mixtape one with the female on it. I forgot what that one is called. It's a mixtape. It's before um like the it's after I think um
That summer
the
thing.
soul. Yeah, summer shootout. There it is. Yep, that's the one. Yeah. That the one after those are called the whole soul
The soul tapes.
the the soul tapes. All of them motherfuckers are fire. Then what was then he got the
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 funerals.
compilation of the funerals. Those shits are fire. Yeah, he go crazy with the mixtape shit.
His mixtapes flawless. I just wish he had a classic album, but I think he could have pulled it off. It's just when you sign to these labels, they want that hit. Give me that fix. Give me that fix. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Pookie, give me that
Right.
fix. But when you let him be, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I dare to say he's in my top 5 when it comes to the mixtape catalog, like without a doubt, like
Yeah.
without a miss, so we'll see. So next week, the ruler's back. That's gonna be our episode. We're gonna talk about reigns and runs from past kings, like we mentioned, the likes of the Jay-Z's, the Biggies, the 50s, the Nas's, even prior kings like Slick Rick the Ruler, give brief shout outs, type shit. But
Slicky
then
Rick the Ruler.
we're gonna talk about certain ones that were self-proclaimed kings, like the likes of the colorful hairdo, who we'll mention by name next week. Pop Smoke, Boogie Ace, what is it? A Boogie with the hoodie.
Hey, Biggie with the hoodie.
So tune in next week. Kings of New York, the ruler's back. Then we're gonna assess the landscape, and we're gonna see who's top 10 currently, type shit. Not the Jada Kids, Nas and shit like that, but like we see where Joey Badass stands next to a Ransom or next to motherfucking wow, the guy I just mentioned, the boy that 38 Special be fucking with.
Butch Benny.
But Benny, how can I forget? I'm disrespectful as fuck. But
Nah, I be like that, man. I be having brain farts all day. It's that good weed.
man. But shout out Nick, shout out Joey, shout out Reno, shout out Noli, shout out everybody that liked, love, reacted. We appreciate the engagement. We appreciate you tuning in every week whenever we do be on. For sure, man. Appreciate y'all, man. If you haven't, give us a like, subscribe to our channels.
Subscribe. Yes. Thank you very much.
So we ain't gonna
Thanks for the
take up
engagement.
hold on, we got one more comment. We ain't gonna take up too much of y'all time, but we want to hit y'all with two of our favorites, you know what I'm saying? For sure,
Because it
appreciate you.
is
Hit
throwback.
like I said, bro, we gonna have to work around your schedule, get something going with you soon, brother. But so we're gonna have a format, and we decided every last Thursday of the month we're gonna do a throwback Thursday. Me and bro gonna pick a project, and we gonna share some of our favorite songs and whatnot, and then we're about to be up out of here. We don't want to take up too much of y'all time. And while we at it, give us a comment of projects that we should highlight on Throwback Thursday, and we might highlight them here. So you want to go
Yeah,
first, brother?
yeah, I could go first. Last time I did Lupe Fiasco, Food and Liquor. This time I'm doing uh the Nappy Roots, Watermelon Chicken and Grits. Reason and that was dropped in 2002. Nappy Roots, from Kentucky. Uh, if y'all don't know. And yeah, man, that fucking project was like, it's very nostalgic to me. Is I grew up listening to that album, so I got like it's very like holds like sentimental value to me. And there's like a lot of songs on there that I think are dope. Um, let me see. I got Country Boys, Balling on a Budget, on Heads Up, Slums, Poor Folks, Blowing Trees, Soul Is, Life's a Bitch, My Ride, Dime Quarter Nickel Penny, Kentucky Mud.
I like the Kentucky.
Um, I don't remember about the Lounge, but I think the Hold Down. And then they had like another like a song I think that they redid at the end, if that's the same one. But yeah, like
Yeah,
this whole album they got 20 tracks on it. The whole album pretty much is fire. And maybe got like 3 tracks that you might skip, that I might skip. Somebody else might find them good or whatever. But yeah, this was a dope album to me. The production was there. Uh the it just had a very crazy country like vibe to it, but it was like, I don't know how to explain it. It was like uh it wasn't like, I don't know how to, like balling on a budget, like kind
pretty
of
much
like that.
that.
That's kind of the, yeah, what that song, like that was like the feel, like that song kind of um highlights like how I feel about the album, more or less, because I was younger at this time, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have a lot of money like that and shit. And the song isn't like, they don't talk about luxurious shit, or it's just they're kind of just talking about like the shit that they're doing in the moment, what that, I mean, the name of the album is Watermelon Chicken and Grits. So you kind of getting like a feel of what like the life is like in Kentucky, kind of. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, it's a dope album to me. If y'all never checked out Nappy Roots, Watermelon Chicken and Grits, definitely check that album out. This shit is fire. Got 20 fucking tracks on it. You don't never hear no albums have 20 tracks on them no more. So yeah, that's the one I picked, and that's the reason I picked it.
Yeah, that one. To me, straight out the gate, Hustle and Country Boys, like as far as rap, they did their
Mm-hmm.
fucking shit on that shit. Then
And I forgot
then
to
they
mention it went platinum.
Yeah, the nappy. Well, shit, the singles were enough to drive that shit platinum. Like the other ones, they had plenty of singles. They had plenty songs on here that could have been singles to me, but the singles that took it home for sure. Like All Nah, Heads Up, and Po Folks. My favorite was Po Folks with Anthony. I'm a big fan of Anthony Hamilton. His voice, that man's incredible. And like you said,
They had production by Jazzy Faye too.
Faye, that's what I was about to get into. Jazzy Faye did them justice because Jazzy Faye sonically, bro, like people forget that he was Cash Money's backup when Manny Fresh took off. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Jazzy Faye was the guy holding them down until they were able to get their connection with the whatever the Heat Makers or whatever. But no, bro. Yeah, Jazzy Faye held them down. But Country Boys balling on the budget, All Nah, Heads Up, Po Folks, and Kentucky Mud were some of my favorites. And sonically, it just took you somewhere different. It was like, to me, this sounded like Andre 3K meeting my boy from the South, from Florida, Trick Daddy, damn near, with the you know, and Fish Scale remind me of Scarface, like his voice, his pitch on Hustle. So like how you said, the sentimental value. When I heard that for the first, I'm like, Scarface is a member, like you know. So nah, that was a dope pick. That was a dope pick for sure. So my pick takes you back to February 6th, 1996. The Fugees, The Score. The reason I picked this project, because, bro, there's only few albums that come in number 2 and able to sell 22 fucking million copies. And this happened to be one, right? But that's not the real reason. And also, this album came in number 2 to Tupac's All Eyes on Me. And we know the numbers that did at that time. So, this right here, bro, like, man, it was like my ears was trained to listen to certain things, right? And when I heard that, ready or not, here I come. You can't. That instantly did something to me, bro. Like, instantly, like, whoa, that voice was angelic. And then all of a sudden, you got this guy with an accent. I can't sleep, walk away. You know, and that's White Clef with his raspy Haitian voice. And then obviously we got Praz. Praz. But I really wanted to highlight this project because obviously Lauryn Hill and Wyclef John, because I don't think Wyclef gets his flowers enough. Like, we know Lauryn, you know, I know Lauryn, they call her the GOAT. You know, the greatest of all time, and she only had one album, right? But she gets her praises, she gets her flowers. She is the queen, they call her. But there was someone who helped curate that shit, right? There was a whole camp called the Refugee Camp, and behind the sounds was a guy who was executive producing most of that shit, and that was Wyclef Jean, of course. You know, but this project again. Then you got the Killing Me Softly, like another one. That's like what else can I say? That motherfucking song, like when you hear that, you can hear that shit still sounds fresh in the speakers right now. It sounds like they
Mm-hmm.
recorded that shit yesterday. That's when we talk about age well. These like some of these songs on here age perfect. Like they'll stand the test of times. Like you'll be able to play these like 20 years from now and they still sound crispy as fuck. But I just liked this album because the sound, it was different, right? Like there was reggae artists that had that strong reggae accent, or there was artists who pretended to be Jamaican and forced their accent. But right here we had people that be natural. We did hear accents, but we heard pure,
Real refugees, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, real raps, real lyrics, real melodies. The hooks were like flawless to me. Um, some of my favorite songs on here, like the rapping one, was "How Many Mics." It's track number 2. Out the gate, they come out like, "Look, we can rap." Before they get
Mm.
into telling the world, we got bobs, we got jams, we got hits. They let the world know we can rap. And "How Many Mics" was one of them. Then they followed up with "Ready or Not," classic.
Mm.
Then "Fuji La," classic. "Killing Me Softly," classic. Then I like the Cowboys. Then White Clef single, "No Woman, No Cry." Um, I forgot who just sampled it recently, but someone just sampled it recently. He was one of these young rappers, but
No
that
way.
doesn't get, yeah, that doesn't get his flowers. His voice on that, like, no, you're not Lauren Hill, White Clef. You're not. Your voice wasn't, but you did your shit on that, and that's my pick for this week. For this Throwback Thursday, was the Fugees. The score, 22 million
Yeah, that's
sold,
fire.
and
Yeah, that's wild. Diamond, fifth
shit,
most streamed in the 1990s on Spotify. And June 2021, the album is the fifth most streamed 1990s hip hop album on Spotify. That's fucking crazy.
crazy. Po folks was, y'all ever seen them live at the Apollo? The Fugees? Nope.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Me too. I'm gonna have to check that out for sure. Um, I would like to give some backdrop to this too. John Forte, um, dude, been putting in work behind the scenes for Grip. Finally came together with this project. This was their sophomore project. They were about to get dropped from the label if it wasn't for Nappy Head's remix that was able to fund this project. And good thing they was able to get it through. And Akon was part of the refugee camp. So Akon
Mm.
got his break through the Fugees as well. So
On what? I didn't know that.
yeah, man. So
That's wild.
Orly- Orlito's pick again. Let me highlight it. Mine was the Fuji to score. If y'all haven't checked it
Great
out,
pick.
y'all won't be disappointed. And Orlito's was, oh, my bad, I'm going the wrong way. Orlito's pick was Watermelon Chicken and Grits by Nappy Roots. Both classic projects and both did things for their countries or their regions, man. And that's, oh, matter of fact, I wanted to bring some up right quick before we get up out of here. So last week we gonna be dropping this on our social medias tomorrow. Last week we had the brother Joy D on, and him and Orly were deciding who would be advancing out of these brackets. And if they both couldn't agree, I had I would like to say the pleasure, but I had the choice of advancing a certain artist, and as you can see, this is how it came out. The winner of our Best of California Part 1 bracket was Tupac. So out of this format, what we have done is we're going to create the best of California top 10. And using this format, we're going to create a top 10. So right now we got Tupac at number 1, Kendrick at number 2, and Snoop Dogg at number 3. And that's where it stands. And we're going to keep doing these until we have a top 10, y'all. Orlito, what's your thoughts on like on our first ever brackets as far as artists go? Because we technically this was our second. We did a mixtape one. But what was your thoughts as on last week's episode?
No, I thought that shit was fun, and like there was certain parts where it was just kind of like moving by, and then it started kind of getting like difficult. Like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, why would you do that? You know what I'm
Yeah, right. That's why I like doing things because it's fun, right? And it really shows that we really can't give people shit on people's top 10s or their top 20s because when we're even deciding, it makes it hard for us. Like, damn,
right.
we really. So, you know, that's something we'll be doing. Whoever's still tuning in, again, that was the best of Californians. I highlighted just for 1 second, right quick, and give us a comment. Let us know which state y'all would like for us to do next, and eventually, maybe about 10 episodes into doing that, we do the best of the world, right? We start finally matching up these guys, but I think it's fair that we do them by their region, by their states, to see if they're the best of their state before we even put them in conversation of are they the best of the world, right? Orly, I think it's fair, right?
Yeah, makes sense.
I think it's fair. I mean, you will here and there see certain artists. We'll throw them in gauntlet, right? We'll throw a South artist against a West Coast artist, like I did my bro, which we'll be talking about soon. I did this gauntlet. You know, bro had to choose blindly, and you know this how it came out. We'll be talking about that soon, and that's when we'll be doing certain artists against certain artists. But as far as putting them up against like who's better, like overall, we'll do that later on when we figure out if they even the best of their state, man. But bro,
Right.
for sure, man, I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Joy, for participating. That surely was fun. And there was like I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm not saying he didn't deserve to get passed on, but bro, y'all literally like without no shadow of doubt, both of y'all crooked eye over the game without hesitation. Like y'all didn't even say, man, shout out the game. He did drop the dog. Bro, y'all were like both crooked eye, and that was that. I was like, bro, I was like, I was like, wow. But no, that was dope though, man. That like I had fun. So I look forward to doing the next one, man. And anything you want to say before we be up out of here, bro?
Yeah, just shout out to everybody that tuned in today, everybody that engaged. If y'all not doing anything, beat battles tonight. Come check it out at the I always forget what the fucking place is called. The Wicked Hop. The Wicked Hop. Yep. The Wicked Hop. It starts at 9. It don't really start. Doors open at 9, but it starts around 9:45 ish, 10, and it goes to like 12. So there'll be live performances, 2 live performances, and 2 beat battles. If y'all not doing anything, go check it out. I might go check it out. Uh,
So
so yeah, and we'll see y'all next Thursday, 7 p.m. You know what I'm saying? You'll be talking. What's the name of the episode? The Ruler's Back.
or okay, time out.
I'm
Kings
telling.
of New York. Should it be the Kings of New York? Kings of New York or the root? Nah, I think the Kings of New York.
Yeah, I like that. Kings of New York. Yeah, let's do that.
Kings of New York.
So yeah, tune in next Thursday for the Kings of New York. We just fucking made the episode live.
right here
on the
live
spot
stream.
for y'all. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, 7 p.m. We'll have Joey D with us.
He said he'd tune in. I mean, he'll be rocking
Bet.
with us.
We'll have the one and only Joey D with us. So tune in. We gonna talk that talk, walk that walk, walk it like I'm talking. No, I'm just playing. No, but yeah, we'll catch y'all. We'll catch y'all next Thursday on Great Mind Sticker like 7 p.m. Peace.
Peace.